Hi, welcome to video number 2 of lecture number 6. In this video, I'm gonna cover the Botanic analysis of the business process. The first step in order to perform the Botanic analysis is to open the discoverer of the process and open the process map and then investigate the activity perspective. There are several types of Botanic analysis. The first one is the activity weighting bottleneck, which is an activity that all the coming arcs to the activity are very long. They take very long time. The second type of the bottleneck is the bottleneck analysis is the activity processing bottleneck, which is an activity that takes very long time to execute. The third type is a transition weighting bottleneck, which is a bottleneck that happens between two different teams, between switching from one team to the other. The second perspective that we can perform the Botanic analysis is the resource perspective. We have a processing bottleneck for the resources, which are resources that takes longer time to execute the tasks. And we have the resource waiting bottleneck, which is the waiting time between one resource and the other. There should be a reason for that waiting bottleneck. We can do also the bottleneck analysis using the animation. We can draw the log animation using a priori, and then we can track the different bottlenecks where they build up inside the event log. Let's check an example for the Botanic analysis. As an example for Botanic analysis, the Botanic analysis can be tackled from the perspective of time. So here I have the activity perspective and the duration of the activities, and we need to bring the activities that is a waiting time bottleneck. The waiting time bottleneck is the activity that has all the arcs coming with long time. I'm gonna bring the median because the median is less sensitive to the noise, and here we have an activity that takes only 1 hour and a half. However, the waiting time over the edges that are coming to it is sometimes like more than 1 day, 1 week and a half, like 10 days. So this can be considered as a waiting time bottleneck. In order to mine the activities that takes longer execution time, which makes the execution time bottleneck, we can open the total. We can bring the total aggregation, the total duration of the activities. We can see that like this activity here, the turning and milling machine, takes almost 2 months to execute on total, and this takes the longest execution time in the event log. Actually, there is the turning and milling machine number 4, which takes 2 months to execute the activities there. So this is the processing time bottleneck. In order to mine the resource perspective bottlenecks, the resource bottlenecks inside the event log, we can switch to the resources and we can bring the duration to be the median, and then we can check for the resources that has all the coming arcs to be long. For example, this one here. This is a waiting time bottleneck for the resource, the machine number 10 grinding. Also, you can combine that with the frequency in order to check for the frequency. Is it frequent, that execution, or not? Because sometimes there is a bottleneck, but it happens only twice. It doesn't happen that much often. So it's a good practice to bring both the frequency and the median and the duration together. In order to animate this log, we need to bring the ppm model. And this ppm model is very complicated, as you can see. We need to focus on the activities that have the bottlenecks. These activities are slow. So in order to bring the slowest activities inside the ppm model, I'm gonna change the abstract to be an average duration, and I'm gonna swap the slow to be the highest priority, and the low priority is fast. So the lower abstraction is gonna be the fast, and the high abstraction is gonna be the slowest one. So like that, I'm gonna filter out fast activities, and I'm gonna keep only the slow activities. The slow activities are the activities that have the longest waiting time. So this seems to be okay, and then I'm gonna export the ppm model for this event log. So now I exported it, and I have the production data and the event log. I'm gonna animate it. Now I'm running the animation, and you can control even the time that this animation occurs. You can see that there are some certain bottlenecks here. Most of the bottlenecks are for wire cut machine number 3 and this duration. Let's skip for another duration, another time. Now there are some bottlenecks in front of the round grinding machine 3 and also round quality control. There is also some bottlenecks in front of the packing. And yeah, so in the bottleneck analysis, we have already considered the resource perspective and the activity perspective. That's from the process discovery perspective. So we open the event log and we discover the event log to show the ppm model or the process map. And then from that, we can dig deeper for the bottlenecks for both the activity time and the resource time. In the next video, I'm gonna explain the workload, the rework, and the overprocessing analysis.